In this video, we'll work with waterproof DS18B20 temperature sensor capable of measuring from minus 55 degrees Celsius to plus 125 degrees Celsius. By the end of this video, you will know exactly how to connect it to your ESP32 and display real-time temperature readings on an OLED screen. So stay tuned until the end of this video. So first we'll understand the features and specifications. So here we can see this is the DS18B20 sensor. So this is one wire sensor. So one wire refers to it just requires one data line and one ground, that's it, to communicate with your device. So that's why it is called one wire. And we can connect multiple sensors to the same data wire. And if you see the range, it is very vast. That is from minus 55 degrees Celsius to plus 125 degrees Celsius. And the accuracy from 10 degrees Celsius to plus 85 degrees Celsius is also very good. You can see that is plus or minus 0.5 degrees Celsius. And it comes in two different forms. The first one is transistor type, where it has 3 pins and you can see the different pinouts here. And second version that we are going to discuss and work with in this video is waterproof pro, and it again has 3 wires. So here you can see each wire depicts its own use. Now let's get into the code. So you need to open Arduino IDE and here you can create a new sketch. So this is the new sketch. So now you need to install 2 libraries. First one is called OneWire. So I have installed it already. So you can see this OneWire by Jimstart. Second thing is DallasTemperature. So you can see this DallasTemperature I have already installed. You can install this by Miles Burton. So these are the 2 libraries you need to install for the first set of code. In this video, we'll be dividing this demo into 2 parts. First is to just interface ESP32 with DS18B20 sensor and observe the results in the serial monitor of Arduino IDE. And in the second part, I'll be using OLED, that is 128 by 64 OLED display screen, to show the results on it. So first code that we are going to work is only with DS18B20. That's why these 2 libraries are enough. Now I'll paste the code which I have already written. So here you can see I have included OneWire, DallasTemperature as libraries, and data wire is plugged to GPIO 4 of ESP32. So you can look into the pinout diagrams of ESP32. Type ESP32 pinout. So my board is room 32, so that's why I look into that images and I can find, like here I can see GPIO 4. So like that you can try to connect. So now if you see this, I have used one wire and defined the bus. In the DallasTemperature sensors, I have given this one wire. Next, the code is very simple. You can see the setup. In the setup, I am just keeping the serial begin as the baud rate 115200. So I can provide this as IoT Frontier monitoring system and it will show that, and adjust these. So next, the sensors.begin will initialize this DallasTemperature library. And so next we can see the loop, which is the main code block. So here you can see sensors.request temperatures. So it will be requesting the temperatures using this library. It will fetch all the values. And then we are getting the temperature in Celsius because that's why I use temp C by index of 0, and then the temperature C it is stored. Next thing we are going to print as a IoT Frontier temp. So this is the ideal scenario. And for example, if the temperature is equal to minus 127 degrees, which means that the sensor is not found or some connections are not properly made, else it will just print that temperature, and then we give the delay of 2 seconds. So that is how simple this code is. So now we'll talk about the circuit diagram, and this is how it looks in the general circuit diagram, and this is how it looks in the reality. Another important thing you need to understand is 4.7 pull-up resistor. So you need to have this 4.7 resistor to act as a pull-up resistor, and you can see where it has to be placed. Why we need the pull-up resistor is that DS18B20 uses open drain signal. which means that this sensor can connect to the ground properly, but it cannot push the line up to the high. So it cannot connect to the VCC. So that is why it is called open drain. So what happens is, so when the sensor wants to signal a 0, it connects the wire to the ground. That is very common. But so if you want the sensor to be sending signal as 1, instead of pushing the line high, then what it does is the voltage on the data wire would just float in the mid-air, which means that there won't be any defined state. It would be in the air. So the solution is we have to use 4.7 kilo ohm pull-up resistor that can pull the signal high the moment the sensor lets go, which means that it would just float or in the mid-air. Then this pull-up resistor comes to the rescue. So without that, you will likely get a reading of 127, that is minus 127 degrees Celsius. That's why I have provided an error called sensor not found. Some other issue is found because we get this default value minus 127 degrees Celsius. So once you have connected based on the circuit diagram, so now you need to connect ESP32 to your computer using the USB cable. So once you connected it, you just have to check that if the COM port and the correct module is shown. If not, you can just select from here and type whichever the module you have and select it from here and the COM port. So for some of you, you might not see this COM port available or visible. So for those, you need to install the driver. So the driver is called CP210X Silicon Labs driver. So this will be as USB to UART bridge driver. So you need to open this and go to downloads and select. If you are from Windows user, you can use Windows or you can use Mac OS. So by clicking on that, you can just download them. You will be having the zip file, and then so you need to install this exe file. So once you have done this, you can just upload so that it will automatically verify and upload. So you can now see it is done uploading. So I can go to the serial monitor from here on the top and click on it. Now, if I want to see the logs from the starting, so I can just restart the ESP32 by clicking on the button. And you can see IoT Frontier monitoring system. And here you can see the temperature is coming. First, I'll try to use my finger and try to see the temperature, whether it is increasing or decreasing. So when I am holding this, it is trying to decrease based on the body temperature. Next, I'll try to use some cool water and some hot water and try to show you. Now you can see I have placed the temperature probe onto ice cubes. Because of the ice cubes, the temperature is started dropping, and now you can see from nearly 30 or 25 degrees it started reducing. Now we can see it is slowly reducing, and every 2 seconds you can see there is a drastic reduction. Let's see where it settles. So if I leave it, it will go into the minus degrees as well. And now immediately I can place this onto the hot water tumbler, and now we can see there would be a drastic jump. So within 1 second it got detected from 2.50 to 24 degrees, and now it is increasing. So you can see the accuracy and the time it takes for this sensor to switch. Now let's look into the second part of this video, that is to add this sensor and display the values onto the OLED screen. So first, let's try to understand the OLED graphic display with its features and specification. So this is how the OLED looks, and I'm going to use 128 by 64 pixel. So here you can see the communication is done with I2C communication, and this is a protocol intended to allow multiple peripheral digital ICs to communicate with the main chip or the controller chip. So, and the brain behind this OLED is SSD 1306 chip, and it has 1 KB of inbuilt memory. And also you can see it can be powered with 3.3 volts and 5 volts. So the screen we can see here, it has each line can be called as a page, and each page has 128 columns like this, and each column has 8 bits. So by which we can manipulate and write whatever we want to show on the screen. So we'll be using Adafruit SSD1306 and some other libraries so that we can directly provide the text format and it can convert into a particular format that can be shown on the screen. And these are the pinout diagrams. It has 4 pins. So 2 pins are for I2C, that is SCL clock, and SDA, that is for data, and VCC and GND, that is ground. And this is how you can extend the connections. So already you might have connected the DS18B20. So along with that you can connect the 3.3 and ground for these pins, and this 21 and 22 GPIO for SDA and SCL. So you need to use only certain pins which are for this I2C in the ESP32, that is 21 and 22, then only it will work. So now if you connect this, we'll try to go to the program. So this is the updated program including OLED. So here you can see previously we were using just wire, that is OneWire, and we were using DallasTemperature. Now we have seen this another library got added. So you need to add this SSD1306 library and then you can install it. So when you install it, it will also ask for adding GFX and some other libraries. So you can say install all, so that it will install all the dependent libraries. So these are very important. And now we can see OLED configuration. I have mentioned what is the width, what is the height, and then reset code and the display initialization, and then which pin we are connecting. So this is the previous code itself, and in the setup I just updated with display. So we are going to begin with this values, and we are going to first initialize the splash screen. The cursor and everything we have to set from where it has to start, and then we can see what is the branding that we want to show and how much time it has to be living. Next thing is loop, which is the main code block where we are going to read everything, and then in the serial monitor also we are going to show, and in the OLED we are first going to clear the display because the previous branding will be there, and we have to clear the display and then set the cursor from where we want to start, and then show this IoT frontier from the center if you want, and then draw the horizontal line so it can create this separator. So when we see the output, you will understand what is this, and then the main temperature can be shown. So here if the temperature is -127, we are going to say sensor is error, and if it is not, then we'll say the temperature will be printing, and then we'll be having the degrees and the real temperature value. This is the text we are going to print, and then we are going to show the real values with the degree symbol and the Celsius, and we can also mention the sizes as well. The degree symbol should be lesser, so that's why text size is 1, and the C should be higher, so that's why that will be there, and we are going to refresh it for 1.5 seconds. So now you need to connect to ESP32 and check if everything, the COM port and everything is there, then click on upload. Now you can see from both the serial monitor and the OLED the values are visible, and because I have used the hot water right now and it is showing the temperatures near 45 degrees. Now I'll just put this into cool water, and immediately you can see a drop, that is 22 degrees, then it is going to drop to 18, and drastically it is going to decrease. Now let's try to do a fun thing. Let's try to detect the temperatures of the freezer, that is deep freezer. So I'll disconnect from the computer and connect to the power bank and then try to check the value. So now when I place this waterproof probe in the deep freezer, you might have observed it has gone to the minus degrees as well. So that is the range and accuracy of this sensor. I'll provide all the code snippets in the description link. And that's all for this video. This is how you can measure temperature with waterproof probe of DS18B20 sensor and show values on OLED display. If you found this video informative, please type helpful and smash that like button. In the upcoming video, I'll show you how to send these values to the cloud and view in a graphical representation. If you are interested to learn how to create real-time IoT monitoring system using Raspberry Pi and Ming Stack, then click on the link from the end screen or in the description. Your support means a lot to us and helps us keep creating more content like this. So please subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in another interesting video.